Hi, Shoe Star Goddess, I'm back. Okay, so how to practice magic without many tools if you still live with your parents, in the workplace, somewhere where you cannot openly do rituals or spells. How to still incorporate magic in your everyday life. Okay, so let's start off with like the morning routine. So you wake up, you take a shower. Okay, so your shower is going to cleanse you and your aura. That's what water does. It cleanses you, it cleanses your aura. And just take that as meditation time and cleaning out all the negativity and just visualize it washing down the drain. So that's your morning shower routine. You've incorporated magic in it. Second, when you get out of the shower and you're drying off and all that good stuff, putting on your lotion, cologne, whatever you do, make sure you choose scents that are going to vibrate on the same energy that you want to attract to you that day. For example, if you have a perfume that has bergamot in it, like orange or citrus, that's going to attract money. If you're going to have like rose or rose oil scent in your perfume, that's going to attract love. So don't, like, if you're going on a job interview or something like that, don't spray something on that's going to work against you. Okay, so make sure knowing the ingredients of your products and the scents of your products are very important when you're a witch and you're practicing magic, because you don't want to go in spraying stuff and it's working against you because of the aroma and the smell and the vibration that it's giving off. Okay, so make sure you look and read the notes of your perfume or your cologne before you spray it on, depending on what you're doing that day. Also, your colors. The colors that you choose to wear on certain days should correspond. They don't have to, but if you're going for a certain theme that day, like say you're going to meditate, or you want to be in a spiritual place, or you just want to feel close to spirit that day, wear purple. Purple is a very spiritual color. If you want to feel empowered, if you want to feel strong, if you want to feel vibrant, wear red. If you want to feel pure, if you want to receive and absorb information and stuff like that, wear colors that will correspond to that. Some people say white, some people say other colors. If you want to be protected, if you want to have power, if you want to absorb power, wear black. So you need to consider all these things before getting dressed, if you want to incorporate magic in your everyday life as a part of your everyday ritual in the morning. Okay, so next, what do you do next after you get dressed? And ladies, like especially with your makeup, the color of lipstick, same thing. How the colors you put on your eyes, same thing. So, and if you just don't want to be any of it, just keep it neutral. So, moving on, and when you sit down and check your emails or whatever you need to do on your phone or on your computer, make sure that you check the ones that are most important first. Don't go through all of them, because that's wasting your time. When you're practicing magic, time is important, because you don't want to waste your energy and waste your energy on things that are not important. So you're conserving your energy, picking the only most important emails to read, and then you're going to read the rest later when you're on a break or something. So read your emails, blah 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 blah, respond to blah 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 blah, but reserve your energy and don't read every single email that's not just important. You don't have to sit there and take all that time to do something you can do on a break or whatever. So next, so when you're cooking, like if you cook yourself breakfast or you make other people breakfast or lunch, whenever you're cooking, think about what cooking really is. Use the symbolism of things that you're doing. For example, cooking. You're taking something very basic and raw, or not prepared, and you're transforming it into something delicious and good and wholesome that you can eat and consume, and that will turn into energy to empower you. So you can think about alchemy while you're cooking. You can think about how alchemy and transformation takes place in every little mundane thing. So that while you're doing this, and while you're preparing food, while you're chopping vegetables, while you're cooking, you can compare this to your life. Like, okay, basic people start off as a raw vegetable, and they have to prepare themselves, better themselves, season themselves, you know, prioritize themselves in the right order, shape themselves, mold themselves, prepare themselves, add certain things to themselves to, you know, enhance their flavor. And then when they're done, they're just this delectable dish that makes everyone want a piece of it. Okay, so basically you're comparing how cooking food can bring transformation to yourself and betterment of yourself, and how you're a work in progress, and how you're, you know, being prepared to become this spectacular, you know, masterpiece. So after you've cooked and thought about alchemy, you have your, you know, brain going, your vibrations are moving, and you're now thinking in a spiritual way about everything. Okay, so after that, you know, you got to drive somewhere if you're going to go anywhere. You know, you might be driving your kids to school, to work, or just to class, or wherever you're going. Use this time to think. Like, you can put on the radio, put on an empowering song that gives you power. It doesn't have to be, you know, some spiritual song. It can be a song that you like the lyrics because the message says, you know, be a good person, or, you know, bring abundance to yourself. A lot of people use rap music. A lot of people use, you know, rock music, whatever kind of music you like. As long as the message makes you feel empowered, put that on, because you need to power up to go outside into the world. Okay, so power up with some good songs that lift your vibration. You know, don't sit there and think about all the stuff you got to do. Don't even do that yet, because, you know, you're wasting your time to raise your vibration. So put on your good power music and get in a good mood, so that whenever you get to where you need to get, and you got to face whatever is waiting to face you, you're already up here. You're like, okay, yeah. And you're going to tackle those things no problem, because you're not thinking negatively about them anymore. You're like, okay, I'm in such a good mood. Yeah, I can do that. I can do that. Mood helps a lot. Okay. And if you have a car, you know, and you're sitting in traffic and you're inhaling that exhaust and stuff, make sure you have some like nice scents in your car, some aromatherapy in your car if you like have to sit in traffic a long time, because just those exhaust smells can like really mess you up. So like maybe some lavender air fresheners, or some vanilla, or some whatever you like, some spray. Keep that in your car to keep your mood. Okay. And I don't suggest talking on the phone, like not for safety reasons, but I don't suggest talking on the phone when you drive, because it's a distraction, and it distracts you from your time alone, because we don't spend too much time alone these days, or without a computer in our hand or a phone in our hand. Sometimes we need that alone time to just think, because that's when our best thoughts come to us. And you see lots of signs on the road, and these could be signs to guide you in a certain direction about a certain decision. A word might just stand out more on a billboard than usual, and it's a message to you from the spirit, and you're like, okay, I know what I need to do. But if you're always on the phone, if you're talking to someone, if you're being distracted, you can't see those signs. And then a lot of people complain about, well, I don't ever see anything like that. Nothing ever comes to me. Oh, and da-da-da-da-da, because you're too distracted. Okay, so use certain times to put down distractions so that you can see what wants to be shown to you. Okay, and like, this is funny, this is just something I do, and I know a lot of people probably do this too, but whenever I pump gas, whatever number I stop on, I add it up. I do numerology to my gas numbers and I use that number to go back and say, okay, this number means this, and okay, that's a message. I don't do it all the time, but sometimes I do when I'm really just paying attention to it, and I'll just add it up. And like a lot of times, most of the time when I pump gas, it always ends up on 7 or 11. 7 or 11, just like, you know, craps or whatever. But that's what it always lands on. Even though I'm not focusing on it, the gas thing just stops, and I add the numbers up, and it's always those numbers. So it's kind of cool to see the pattern that the universe is doing, as far as, you know, just things here and there. I'm not on my phone, I'm not distracted, I'm not talking. I'm paying attention to things that guide me to certain directions that might lead me to something else that could be really good for me. Okay, so listen to your environment and the signs around you. Okay, so you get to work, you get in you know, or you're getting off of work, you're getting home. You're in traffic again. So do the same thing again. Get your wind down music. You know, relax. You know, you go and pick up your kids. If you have kids, you go home. If you don't have kids, you just go home. And now you have to prepare another meal. Well, don't think of it as work. Think of it as, okay, this is another alchemy lesson. I'm going to take these vegetables and chop them, and I'm going to prepare this raw nothingness, and I'm going to create gold out of it. You know, food gold. And, you know, this is what I do with myself daily. So it's another alchemy time when you're cooking. And when you're vibrating on this level and you're putting a lot of effort into what you're cooking because you know this is, you know, magic, or it is manifesting in a way, because as above, so below, within, so without. And it's also a form of meditation. You're going to start to see things in life that you can gradually change to become a better person, just by, you know, doing little things, being focused on little things, being conscious of little things. You know, if I add some pepper to this, it's going to make it more spicy, you know, just like in real life. If I add some excitement or do something different or take a different route home, I'm going to add more spice into my life and have more excitement. I might see something or a new place that I want to try, you know. So just things like that will click in your brain. So if you're one of those kind of person that always has to have music, try turning it off every once in a while you're cooking or stuff like that, so you can mentally, you know, manifest and, you know, meditate on these things that you're doing and have connections in your mind with your own life. So after you serve the meal, you know, you will become a much better person because you're conscious of every single thing that you're doing. You're not just running through life to get to the next thing. When they say it's about the journey, not the destination, this is what they mean. You have to be conscious of every little thing you do, learning from it, growing from it, becoming better from it. This is true magic. And then when you go to manifest, like, okay, so you've eaten dinner, cleaned up, it's time for bed. You're getting ready to go to bed, you're getting sleepy, you're tired. This is the best time to manifest because your subconscious mind is very absorbent, and whatever you put in there right before you go to bed when you're super tired, it's going to stick in there, and it's going to you know, manifest through your daily actions, and it's going to go into your subconscious mind while you sleep, while you dream, while you astral travel, and it's going to be, you know, embedded into you. And then also before you wake up in the morning, or like right when you're waking up, manifest again, do the same thing again, but maybe something else. Don't try to manifest the same thing over and over because that's redundant. Try something new. And then, you know, start it all over again. But you don't have to keep doing everything in the same order, the same way. You can switch it up. You can think about something else. Instead of cleansing your aura in the shower, you can, like, you know, take a nice soap that smells good and use it for aromatherapy. You can change it up. Every day does not have to be the same, but you do include magic in it, so that everything that you do feels like you're doing magic, so you don't feel guilty for not, you know, working a spell that day, burning a candle that day, writing in your book of shadows that day. You don't feel guilty about it because everything you did was spiritual. Everything you did was spiritual. Okay, so a lot of people feel like, oh, I'm supposed to be a witch, or I'm supposed to be really spiritual. I didn't do anything spiritual today. But you could have made every single thing spiritual. And like when you make your coffee in the morning, and sometimes we make our coffee and we don't even think about coffee as spiritual, but you can add certain things in your coffee to make it witchy. You know, you can put a dash of cinnamon in it. Cinnamon, money, love, you know, energy. If you work with Archangel Michael, there it is. So your herbs and your spices that you're adding to your coffee can be spiritual. And when you sip it and you take it in, you can savor it on your palate and tongue and think about what this represents, what's going to bring to you when you speak. Is it going to bring you money? Cinnamon. You can put, like, a lot of people drink coffee or tea, and they'll have like lavender tea. You drink your lavender tea, you come out, it's going to be calming. Everything you say is going to calm people. You know, do the magic like that. If you don't have time to sit there and do stuff and feel guilty after, you know, a long day, and you say, oh, I haven't done anything magical today, make everything you do magical, from your clothes to your perfume, to your makeup, to your jewelry. You don't have to be a walking representation of a magical being. Everything you do should be magical. Okay, this is why a lot of people say, well, you're not really a witch. I don't see you doing anything magical. And it's like, everything I do is magical, because the magic is in the mind. Okay, Just because you don't know I'm doing it doesn't mean I'm not doing it. Okay, so I hope that this will help some of y'all, because I know times are busy in the world and we don't have time to stop and do certain things, but we can incorporate our magic into the choices of things that we wear, eat, how we cook, how we think about things, our drives to work, pumping gas, etc., etc. So y'all keep that in mind, and always include your spirituality in the mundane things, and your life will be so much better, so much brighter, and so much more magical. Okay, I'll see y'all later. Thanks for watching.